Hello everybody, welcome back for some StarCraft 2 action. We're diving into the closed qualifiers of Katowice IEM event. Of course, we got Scarlett going up against GuMiho. And these two players, as some of you might know, played in the groups of the main event. But little did you know they also played in the closed qualifiers. And they played a best of 5 to qualify. So I think it's pretty cool to check this out. I didn't see the games myself. GuMigod going for a PROXY RAX on the Zolnaga tower. Damn, he's gonna find an overlord for sure. And I'm not quite sure how many of the close qualifiers I will cover. I'm gonna cover a couple games, but this meta is of course a little bit older. So I don't want to cover too much of the closed qualifiers, but I think I want to cover matches like this, where it's like, wow, this also happened in the main event. What happened before that? And stuff like players that I'd like to see in the main event, but didn't make it, such as Bly. So I'll see, just do a couple of the closed qualifiers, and then we dive into the main event. And, well, we basically have to make it through to June, because there's just no tournaments coming up that are releasing replays. Like, you have GSL, but then you have to pay, and frankly I can't. I just don't have the money right now. Sadly, so not really going to invest in those. So we're just gonna keep it Katowice. Maybe Philadelphia will release some replays. Otherwise, we kind of have to wait till ESL Spring and Home Zerg Cup 25. And if anything else comes up, or if the Casted subreddit comes alive, or, you know, anything, I'll do something in between. But it's mostly going to be Katowice for the next 3 months, which is kind of insane. Let's see if this is a Clem Reaper. She's actually making a spine here. What the hell? Probably because she hasn't seen any of the RAX of GuMiho. So let's get our head in the game here, guys. No more gas being mined, so it's just Scarlett getting speed links here. Is she going to finish up the spine? Because she sees a second Reaper, and you'd expect a third one to come out if there's multiple RAXs, but there aren't any. And now GuMiho going for a factory and a starport in the wall, and then building a CC behind it. Now Scarlett knows that she kind of got tricked here because there's no more Reapers. So let's see how she recovers from this. This is kind of annoying if you are Scarlett, but maybe you can transition this into a 2-base build, which she isn't really doing. She's just droning right now. And I guess that is a good call, because she's already invested so many minerals into drones and the spine, extra queens, that going for gases early would just completely ruin her economy. Now going for additional gas, though, does send out a drone to get a third base here. And well, let's see what GuMiho does. Goes for the cyclones here with a medevac, so a little cyclone drop perhaps. RAX slowly but surely making its way back to the base, and GuMiho actually made a third Reaper as well, but now probably saw that speed was done, completely moving back here, but cyclone drop is coming out. Might be reinforced here by a couple of Reapers, yep. Or no? Okay. I was like, well, they'll get a little escort action, but they don't. Oh. Is this cyclone drop just for sniping overlords? That's actually really cool. Instead of a Viking, it's kind of like an Archon drop. It kind of is. More cyclones underway. Even see a Raven. Raven cyclone. Dude, that's a ladder composition if I've ever seen one. That's a little dirty. That's some dirty mech stuff. See Lara coming up. Only one gas so far for Scarlett. And she might suspect that she's going to be up against multiple cyclones. Cyclones on the third here. Third base for GuMiho is going down. He has 4 gases right now. Or at least he's 2 mining, 2 more underway. Cyclones trying to get a little bit of damage done. And mostly just hunting overlords. Relentless overlord hunting going on here. 2 overlords only dead though. Sorry about the shitty observing right now. Oh. They're hunting a queen as well. Oh, the queen barely breaks the lock on here. And here come 4 more cyclones with a raven escort. Second raven underway. More cyclones underway. No cyclone speed though. And double factory coming out. So these are pretty slow cyclones. And perhaps Scarlett can capitalize. We actually see a spire going down here in the natural. And we have 3 gases so far. 3 gas spire is a little odd. But if she can get... Oh my god. So many auto turrets here. But we also have a lot of queens and links already died to the cyclones. And queens going red here. Lots of them are dying. But the transfusers are going down. Cyclones getting picked up. More links coming out to reinforce. Only 1 queen left though. And Scarlett, I think, is out of juice here. We have a couple more lings and queens coming in, but the spine goes down as well. And all we have is a couple lings here. 22 more underway, but this does not feel good. GuMiho, though, only on 43 workers, and the 3rd has not even landed yet. And Scarlett has been mining, so... Even though she lost basically all of her queens, she is still kind of alive. And there she does get a Hydra in here. I kind of feel like she just wants to make 1 round of mutas, go across the map, and then just go into Ling Hydra. Which seems like a pretty good option. Oh my god, we see a Hellion drop going down here into the main base. Queens are in position though. They become Hellbats. But Hellbats kind of suck versus Queens. Hellbats do get picked up and the medevac runs away. And these mutas are actually going to go unscouted so far. Let's see. Yeah, GuMiho doesn't know about the Spire. And he has shown Cyclone Mech already. See the Cyclone speed upgrade. We see +1 coming out. And Blue Flame as well. So big upgrades coming up. We see a Banshee here from GuMiho. Look at these mutas. They're going across the map, trying to abuse this close by air structure of the map. And the mutas are going to be flying into the main base where there is no anti-air at all. And 1 factory just get delayed. Secondary factory, 3rd factory, all of them getting delayed. Oh my god, the cyclones are already here to deal with these mutas. Oh, tries to get the factory killed. 7 HP. But it does get saved by GuMiho here. And wow, I mean, I kind of expected that to do a little more, but we did see 4 SCVs dying, and now GuMiho has to invest into some turrets, keep the units at home. So not too bad, not too bad. Especially that she just survives, right? He has to keep his units at home, and now she can tech up. Getting an infestation pit as well. Probably looking at some lurker boys. Do see a Hellbat drop here, trying to take down a couple of drones. Look at this, just so many factories just spamming this dirty cyclone unit. Why not? It's a pretty good unit. Scarlett now does have this rich geyser. GuMiho going up to a 4th base. See if he immediately takes the geysers or not. We do see Hydra range coming out. Hydras and a hive. So could be seeing some Vipers, could be seeing Lurkers. And actually we see armor for the Zerg units, which is very effective versus the Cyclones, even just necessary. Oh my god, Ling wraparound, but doesn't quite get a full wraparound here. Mutas also go into the action, take a bunch of shots from the Cyclones and get completely annihilated. And I mean, Scarlett, her army wasn't quite big enough to pounce on this amount of Cyclones, kind of underestimating the amount of damage that the Cyclones would do. And GuMiho with this little escort in the sky takes down a lot of the creep from Scarlett as well, just forcing her to build more units. Does have 87 drones on the back of this, so if she can max out here or just get a good clump of Hydra Ling going, I think she's still in this, surprisingly. Because so far it hasn't been looking that good. I guess the trades were good enough. A bunch of Cyclones did die to the Lings and the Hydras and the Mutas. And she did manage to trade off the Mutas decent, yeah, with some effectiveness. Oh, GuMiho going for that gold base now. Yeah, capitalizing on the fact that he has map control right now with the Cyclones. Could have probably built it earlier. +2 tank or +2 mech is almost finishing up. That's huge on the tanks, of course, but also on the Cyclones that just attack so very fast. Tanks in the back, and the Lings don't go on top of it. Scarlett not aware of the tanks until she gets shelled. And GuMiho actually just going back. She's like, if I push up in here, I'm probably going to get surrounded. And Mino Likey. 4 spines being built, a greater spire is coming out, and Scarlett digging in her heels and is probably preparing for a little bit of a longer game. Now, in the olden days, we would use 1 round of Broodlords as kind of like a battering ram to open up the bases of the Terran, and then we would just continue making roaches and lings and whatever else we wanted to make. Oh my god, Scarlett's attacking into this Cyclone Hellion tank force with the Dorito cannon on her Hydras, and they just kind of evaporated against these Cyclones. Now we do see a decent Remax coming out, but is it going to be enough? The army supply tells me that it should be enough. We see 5 Vipers though. Now Vipers are only good if your army can capitalize on that. No more reinforcements coming out from GuMiho, so maybe Scarlett is going to lose a base here. She's not prepared to give it up though. Goes in with the Lynx and the Hydras, trying to buy more time. 14 Hydras underway. Tanks now shelling down the gold base. So actually she kind of had to fight there, because otherwise she'll lose 2 bases. Already losing 1 base of mining here. Nice grab. Oh my god, the Vipers getting that value. And a lot of mech units do go down here, and this gold base can continue mining for now. Getting some good abducts, and of course if you abduct a Cyclone, it's basically guaranteed dead, because it can't kite you anymore once it is on top of your army, because it will die in 2 seconds. Oh my god, the Hydra is actually spreading out, getting underneath the siege tanks. Or, well, in range of the siege tanks, and now the Cyclone Hellion moves on in. And here are the Vipers, but they can't attack. We only have a couple Queens and Hydras, and I think Scarlett has been toppled finally. GuMiho sieging the gold base once again. And Scarlett has a good income, but GuMiho is out mining her as of now, taking almost all of the bases on his side of the map. More Ling Hydra streaming out here. Do not have the crackling upgrade, but most Lings die before they even get in range, and now Liberators being added on as well. These Hydras have to shoot faster than they've ever shot before, because there is a lot to kill and there's not a lot of them. Try to stay at a range of these tanks, try to stay at a range of these libs, but when the base dies, I feel like Scarlett, her whole hope of ever winning this game dies with this base, because then she's back on 4 base. GuMiho is on a million bajillion bases, and the 5th base of Scarlett goes down. She also lost the gold, so what can she do? I guess the fact that GuMiho has so many Hellions kind of gives her an in, because she can build a more cost-effective army right now. Like, what is there to deal with the Vipers? She can just yoink in all of the effective units and then get really good trades here. But goddamn, does she need to get these bases back up and running? Because if GuMiho just remaxes on efficient units, she's going to be in for a world of hurt. But I mean, I thought she was dead for about 2 times now, and she hasn't died just yet. Top base being taken, bottom base and gold base. And Hellions in the 3rd or 4th. Top base did get denied. A couple drones died to the Hellions. And now some Cyclones going to the bottom as well. Checking up on the bases of Scarlett. Trying to get a pulse here. But GuMiho doesn't want to allow that. Scarlett using the defibrillator on herself. It's kind of working, and GuMiho just puts it on top of her again. And, well, spoiler, that doesn't end well for beating hearts. They don't need a defibrillator. Kind of a Saints Row 3 reference, if any of you are cultured enough to know about those games. Scarlett trying to max out here. If she can somehow max... Oh my god, we see Yamato cannon coming out? Are we going to see BC in the future? Maybe. Another fight here in the middle of the map. Now there are Vikings to deal with the Vipers, and the Hydras just can't stand up to these +3 Cyclones. They have little machine guns, and they literally just evaporate everything Zerg. Do have 2 Broodlords, but I'm not feeling this one. And I don't know about you guys. This Hellbat's going to town here. It's gonna have a field day. +3 Hellbat with... Oh no, this Hydra, what a dream killer. Liberator coming in, adding insult to injury. The 2-2 Scarlett's never going to finish. She's losing 30 drones. She has no mining anywhere. I think she's just thinking to herself, like, what do you do against this dumb crap? How do you play against these Cyclone men? And she GG's out. And here we are in game number 2. GuMiho taking game number 1 on Equilibrium in the close qualifiers for IEM Katowice, which is technically the World Finals until the Saudis retconned all of it. Compare the prize pools of all of the IEM events and tell me that it wasn't supposed to be the World Finals. Because it goddamn is. Which means, to me, the winner of this event, Katowice, is the legitimate world champion. You know, there's some other event coming up, but that's definitely a hashtag not my finals type of beat. Do have 2 RAX coming out here from GuMiho out on the map. I don't see gas yet. Triple RAX, is this going to be Marines? Triple RAX Marine? Dude, do a 4 RAX, do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. 3 RAX is already so goddamn committed. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, Scarlett's gonna see it. She's going to see. She sees it. She's gonna pull back. No, she's not pulling back. I think GuMiho probably noticed that Overlord. Because I'm pretty sure the CV could see it as well. Do you see an orbital second supply depot coming out? And here come the SCVs with the first Marine. And there's going to be a bunker or 2 or 3. First bunker goes down. SCV actually attacks the hatchery. I mean, Scarlett knows. And Marines are being pumped out here. What is her response? She's going for the roach response here. Double gas roaches. I mean, I guess she knows exactly how many racks there are, so she can do any response she likes. First, she needs to do a very different response versus 2 racks and 3 racks and 4 racks. And this roach response kind of gets behind versus the 2 racks, but apparently it's fine versus 3 racks. And I'm guessing it would be fine versus 4 racks. Lings and queens pop out, but the queen actually gets stuck behind the SCVs. Nice placement by GuMiho. And now, since half of the units died from Scarlett that just popped out, the Marines are actually just going into the main. Nice target fire on this queen. Gets a singular Marine that was already low health. Roach is about to pop out. They're going to target down this singular Marine right away. Boom, roaches are out. 2 Marines already died, almost a 3rd one, and gets into the bunker safely. But I think this hatchery is going to be forfeit now in it. We do have 2 Ravagers coming out, but a 3rd Ravager, but this hatch is just dead, right? Broodlings? Broodlings, go! Go! Okay, Broodlings. Lazy ass Broodlings. this Overlord confirms that there is still no command center from the Terran here. And Terran going into double... Oh my lord. Going into double gas and getting upgrades. Actually getting a Reaper as well. Getting Marauders here with concussive. GuMiho is going to try and kill Scarlett on one base. This madman. That's so cool. Unless you're meeting it on the ladder for the first time, it's probably not that cool, but... Or, you know, in a qualifier match, that would also be kind of annoying. But Scarlett hanging in here. Does she have speed? No, she does not. All she has is Ravagers. You need 7 Ravagers to kill a bunker, by the way. I'm pretty sure it's 7. 6 or 7. I would say 7. And then you just rapid fire hockey on it, and then it's dead. Or this, just on top of the SUV. Boom. They get it down. No Ravager dies. And oh my god, the bunker has been busted. And now the bio has to retreat. And as soon as you get on top of the production of the Terran, oh no, this Ravager is stuck. Oh my god. No! Couldn't retreat the wounded Ravager, and from bad goes to worse. Now, 3 Ravager and a Roach versus these Marauders, and you just have to keep committing to this fight because there's concussive grenades, and you just can't get away from these Marauders. Now, this is just 3 Marauders at a time, hard countering the Ravager transition here. Oh, poor Scarlett. Oh, no. Getting more Roach Ravager here, getting a second base, and we actually see a factory coming out from GuMiho now, slowly but surely. What will he build? 5 Marauders are on the map, and 1 does go down, and if Scarlett can stay on creep, maybe she can defend. No more Queens here to transfuse, but here come the Lings. The Lings are pretty good against Marauders. Look at them tank. Just these couple Lings just make these Marauders so ineffective. Nice of a Scarlett to add these in here. And now the Ravager Ling with some Roaches going to try again to camp that production from the Terran player. And I think once Scarlett takes this position with her Ravager Ling, like, GuMiho can't do anything. Do see Starboard coming out, so perhaps going for... Who was he? A reactor? I was like, oh, maybe a Banshee would do something here. But it might just be Medivacs. That would be crazy. He's just going Mass Marauder. Mass Marauder. No Stim here just yet. He might, though. Might go for Stim and Medivacs. That would be so funny. Now, going back into the Marines, maybe he thinks he has Stim. He doesn't. He does have Stim. Oh my god. I'm such a noob. He actually has Stim. So once the Medivacs are out, he can actually just kind of obliterate Scarlett here. But this is a lot of Zergling. Speed is pretty close to finishing. How many Zerglings do we have? 31 Zerglings. And 5 Ravagers right now. This is a game of seconds right now. Once these Medivacs are out, I think GuMiho can fight. But before that, all of these barracks are in real peril. Second CC just coming out for GuMiho. Scarlett knows about it, and now she sees all of the barracks floating off. This is a pretty good timing, because if she just keeps pumping Lings here and keeps attacking, like, what's GuMiho gonna do? He doesn't have any production. It's all in the air, and his army is in the middle of the map. He does show Stim right now. Scarlett trying to disengage from the Stimmed units because they just did a lot of damage to themselves. And 2 Marauders are stuck out there. Nice Ravager Biles. Do get 1 supply depot. GuMiho now supply blocked and going to be super duper supply blocked. And Scarlett actually takes down GuMiho here. That was just 1 basing for 7.5 minutes. What a game, dude. Oh my god. I love these types of games. Kind of sad that GuMiho couldn't pull it out, because this is just cool. Like, just have that 1 base versus 1 base vibe. I'm with it. Scarlett takes game number 2. And Scarlett brings us into game number 3 after beating GuMiho's 1 base on hard lead. And now we are all tied up into the 3rd game of this best of 5. And of course, the winner qualifies for IEM Katowice. Now, we know that both qualify, but who qualifies from this particular match? I think this was from the... or I know that this was from the Americas Closed Qualifiers. So it's a little hint for you. And GuMiho, this time around, building his barracks on his own ramp. It's a first for everything. Scarlett just going for a hatchery first. Into the gas pool, super duper standard. And her overlord will confirm that there is indeed a CC as well. So GuMiho also going for that Estandardo. Also giving you guys a little scoop, I'm also going to be trying to do some Dota casting for the first time in quite a while, but I still need to find some relevant games, if that makes sense. And then I'll put those on the channel, especially as we're gonna start doing less Stormgate, because that game is like all caps meh. It's fun, but I can't be bothered to play too much. But it's fun to look at the new stuff. You know, new stuff's always fun. Oh my god, she only had one drone in gas? This Reaper really trying his best here, but not getting anything done. Scarlett does have speed underway now, but it's a little later than the 330 that you're used to. Do see a command center coming out before Starport here from GuMiho. One gas. Going to be building some Hellions most likely. And so we just continue on into a pretty standard game here. Scarlett keeps one drone on gas. I wonder if this is on purpose. Maybe thinking about like a German taxi. Or timing out a specific lair timing. Or even a Roach Warren. Could be a 38 drone Roach attack. Oh, she's back into gas, baby. She's only onto 2 base and she's already mining gas again. Not saturating that 3rd base at all. So it could be she's just going to drop a Roach Warren here. With 2 more gases and just go, go, go. Could also just be a fast lair. She has 100 gas now, making a bunch more drones. So maybe it's just Overlord speed. It could be Overlord speed, but I wouldn't expect that. I'm kind of just... I don't see an Evo. I think it's going to be lair. So pretty fast lair for Scarlett. I mean, she hasn't dropped it down. So we'll see what she does with it. Other side of the map, we get that starport. Multiple barracks, so not going to see mech from GuMiho this time around. And it's kind of a 2-1-1, just going to build some Marines, get 2 medevacs, or 1 medevac. Okay, this is kind of a weird build. It's not really a 2-1-1, it's just a 1 medevac Marine drop with stim. Okay, now we do see the lair coming out with a Baneling nest. So Scarlett probably identified what GuMiho was doing and changed up her build a little bit and just made more drones. Overlord going down to these couple Marines plus medevac. And let's see if this is going to be some type of attack. We don't see an armory. We do see double 1-1 coming up. 4th base for Scarlett is starting. And Scarlett not yet mirroring GuMiho here. We don't see 2 Evos going down, but we also don't see more gases here. Oh, there we go. 2 Evos going down to make sure that Scarlett can keep up in the upgrades. We see a 5th gas, so probably Hydra Bane coming up here for Scarlett. And these 5 Marines are somehow really, really annoying. Hydrodan does go down. This one, Queen, has a Death Wish. And that wish was granted. Couple Lings here dealing with the Hellions. The Hellions didn't get good shots here onto the drones. Did get to roast a couple lings. And this fourth base might be forfeit here for Scarlett. The Queens are coming up, but they can't transfuse this building just yet. Can only transfuse buildings when they're done. And the Lings come in. The Lings... Oh no, the Marines were super committed, and the cancel came out from Scarlett. She blinked first, and I think she had to cancel that as well. Because the Marines did look like they were going to kill the hatchery before it would finish. Now you see Hydra range coming out, 1-1, and the Baneling speed. 1-1, quite a bit further along for GuMiho though, with the armory finishing up, so he definitely has 2 timings on Scarlett at least. He's gonna have this 1-1 timing, and then he's gonna have his 2-2 timing if he starts it up. Now, are the Hellions still alive? They are, so we're gonna have some Hellbats here. And I like that a lot. I like it way more when the Terrans just keep their Hellions around and then make them into Hellbats for a cool 1-1 push in this case. Just a cool bio push. We see Widow Mines are the mech unit of choice to be added on into this bio composition from GuMiho. You even see a couple Marauders, even though it's Lingbane Hydra. And GuMiho just diving on top of these Hydras, using the Hellbats as buffers. Like, where are the Banelings? And there are the Banelings, an immediate pickup and boosts on out of there. 9 drones being added on here by Scarlett, and she was ready to hold this attack from GuMiho. Now we got a decent trade for his Hellbats. I feel like do have a 4th and a 5th for Scarlett up and running now. But now we have this 2-prong attack coming up from GuMiho. Kind of like what Clem would do. But Clem just doesn't stop doing it ever. A lot of Widow Mines here with a few bio units walking on into the bases of Scarlett onto that creep. And here goes the bio. Another mine goes down. The Banelings eventually crash onto that Widow Mine. Get it killed. Another Widow Mine gets a shot off. Gets 1 kill. And is probably doomed. See Overlord speed coming out to make these Overseers a little faster. Because, well, the Widow Mine did trade himself off for another Baneling. Not too bad. 4th base for GuMiho now comes down. And he just has 3 barracks with tech labs, and he's just adamantly making Marauders. He's like, yeah, Marauders are good. I'm just gonna use them to tank against the Banelings, and eventually I'm gonna make Ghosts as well. So these tech labs are gonna be awesome. But yeah, I feel like usually we see a lot more, like a bigger emphasis on Marines. Scarlett just chilling though, just sitting back, very comfortable. 2-2 about to finish. That's the 2nd timing that GuMiho does have on Scarlett here, and kind of anti-timing himself here by pushing him before it finishes, but the real push is coming, and +2 is done. So GuMiho is trading very effectively now versus Scarlett's units. And let's see if he can push that advantage, doing a big Doom Drop into the 4th base, pushing down at the 5th base. Now the bio does take this down, and F2 happening onto this Doom Drop in the natural. And the Medivacs do try to unload some of the units, but not very successfully. Fight going on in the bottom here, and that's a lot of Hydras trading out against GuMiho's bio. And more reinforcements do come in. See some Medivacs here stuck in no man's land. And GuMiho on top of the creep here. +3 halfway done. We don't see... Oh my god, the Banelings. Decent hits. We see a bunch of units in the Medivac as well. I don't know, GuMiho, these fights are not favoring you. And some of the bio finally made their way into the back of the 4th base. Hatter's getting decent trades here. And the upgrade advantage is about to disappear. Which makes this fight all of a sudden very good for Scarlett. Decent trades here on the drones at least. Or GuMiho getting some drone kills. But I just feel like Scarlett's army is massive. And she's just still on 80 drones. boosts into the main base here with a little bit of bio. So still being a nuisance here, pulling Scarlett every which way. But Scarlett just seems to have defenses ready everywhere. She does have a hive right now. No cracklings just yet. But GuMiho's bio is off of the creep here. Can get some decent trades going. We see +3 Carapace coming out for Scarlett, but +3 is going to finish way before that. So GuMiho is going to be shredding Lings once again when that finishes, and that will be the last time that he gets a pretty good timing on Scarlett here. Bio trying to trade out against this massive Hydra force. I feel like there's barely any Ling Bane here. It always arrives a little bit later, but it's just mass Hydra. We have like 29 Hydras. It's kind of like what Stefano did against Baby Marine. Although I feel like that was a bit more disrespectful. This is just pure strategy. GuMiho does have a 5th base here in the bottom, but if Scarlett wants it so, he can make that one disappear. Drones going out to a 6th base here for Scarlett. But the Marines, you kind of clean up a couple of them. And GuMiho actually doing a pretty good job of clearing the creep. And honestly, I feel like all of the GuMiho's attacks were kind of like misguided and suicidal at best, but he just keeps on trading. He's now on 5 bases, getting a 6th one, so he can trade for days. And his upgrades are amazing. The +3 kicking in. No Infestors here. It's only Hydras and not a lot of Banelings. Oh my god, no way that GuMiho does this. Adrenal's not done either. Hydra speed just about to finish. But where's the army, Scarlett? Oh my god. GuMigod. What? He's not about those fancy drone killing run-bys. He's just about the relentless trading. And honestly, I am surprised that GuMiho took this game in that fashion. He plays bio like no other. And with that dub, GuMiho takes us into game number 4 on Solaris, and he is going for a CC first build, which is a cheeky one. It's not particularly good, but you can only kind of like build order hard counter it. It's kind of like hard to punish it, but if you go pool first, you just kind of win. So you don't want to do this every game as a Terran, but throwing it in there in a best of 5 can net you a cheeky advantage. And then you can just kind of smooth sail that into a pretty nice timing in your mid game. Double gas after that. Now guys, before the action does kick off, be sure that you are subscribed to the channel for more video game action. Scarlett going for the standard opener once more. Pool or a hatch gas pool. Let's see when she pulls out of gas. Oh my god, she's already pulling out of gas here. So that's pretty early actually. That's pretty early. Usually you wait until around like 70 to 80 gas. But she's pulling out earlier, and she's going to be glad that her pullout game is this strong, because she can see that this is CC first, so she's going to need all the economy that she can get. Luckily, she can get an immediate 3rd base, and she only made 2 links. Oh no, she did make 4. Okay. So, preferably you don't have to make these links, but she didn't go straight to the natural. She looked at the high ground first. So, she can still use these links offensively, try to get by the Reaper. But the links do get found. That is kind of rough. So this Reaper does get to clean up 2 of these links right away. But the other 2 do run around, and they might get like an SCV kill. They might get a pretty decent scout as well. But the Reaper is privy to the tricks of the trade. He knows that the Zergs like to do this when they made Zerglings. And when you make 2, you probably made 4. Because making 2 isn't very good in most circumstances. Now, the Link does get in. It sees the starport. It blocks a supply depot. And it sees the secondary factory. That is huge. That's a big scout. 2 factories? In this meta? That's going to be Cyclones with the upgrade. And Scarlett has all of the information, is getting ready for it. Makes a Roach Swarm right away. And let's see what GuMiho does. Does throw down a 3rd command center right away. But this is a 2-fact opener now. Do have a starport, but what is that starport going to be used for? For a Viking. And I want to see the Cyclone speed upgrade. Boom. Or not. Scarlett going for her lair, getting her 3rd gas up, getting a couple roaches, and let's see how much she wants to drone up, actually, because she could all in this if she knows about the greed that's going on from GuMiho here. Look at this. She doesn't see the 3rd base. She doesn't see the double armory that's going on. We do finally see the Cyclone speed. So this is a very greedy mech. But she does decide to drone on up. Not going for like a 38 drone, 3 gas, Roachling Ravager type of all-in. Raven coming out again for GuMiho. He is an enjoyer of the Raven. Viking so far only finding 1 kill. And the lair is done. We do see a Spore Caller coming out because she did see the starport. And Liberators are very annoying. And we do see Roach Speed coming out. And what is Scarlett's game plan here? Just droning so far. Over-droning a 3rd even. Getting more gases. GuMiho on the other side is getting his 3rd base. Immediately takes the gases as well. And starting 1-1 upgrades for his mech. Actually sickeningly crazy. We're getting a Banshee here. Probably a pretty good choice to just make sure that the Raven plus Banshee can just clear creep, and it's also super good against any type of roach attack. Now we see double or Evo Chamber and Infestation Pit coming out for Scarlett. I don't think we're going to see any Swarm Host here, because I think Swarm Hosts are kind of bad against Cyclones. Unless for some reason the Cyclones decide to stand and fight. 3 more factories coming out of GuMiho, and GuMiho's just getting everything that he wants. 4th base is coming out as well, but on the other side of the map, Scarlett's also kind of getting everything that she wants. So she's getting the Rich Geyser base. Now has 4 bases. Getting +1 range, getting a bunch of Ravagers and Infestors now. Now remember, Infestors don't need this energy upgrade anymore. They just start with the 75 energy. So they actually get out of the gate, or come out of the gate with a fungal. It's a nerfed fungal, but it's still a fungal. 5th base going down as well here for Scarlett. And droning up even more, going up to that 80 drone count. The queens come out to shoo GuMiho away from the creep. Season Transfuse going down. No units just yet though. And here comes the Roach Ravager. We see some Infestors as well. Scan goes down from GuMiho, and he knows that it's kind of time to leave. We see a nice scouting depot here. And wow, they're actually like not even 2 screens away. So Scarlett kind of expanding towards GuMiho here. GuMiho flies over a 4th base. Going for 2-2 now with Blue Flame. I feel like if GuMiho can just stay alive, get maxed, he's going to have 3-3 mech. And he's going to be maxed. It's just going to be so efficient for him that I don't know if Scarlett can fight against that. We do see a Hive and a Spire going down, so we might see some very fast Broodlords, which would be very strong because GuMiho needs to prepare for a big Roach max. So he's going to just make Cyclones and tanks for that. definitely no Thors, but he will have the infrastructure to build Thors if he sees the Broodlords on time, and if he has enough starport power or production, he can also make some Vikings. Only one starport so far. See a bunch of Hellbat, like we see the battle mech basically coming out here from GuMiho, and Scarlett just rotates to the top side of the map. No sensor towers to give GuMiho a heads up here, and she's walking into this 5th base, and it's kind of undefended. We do see some Hellbats roasting a couple drones here in the bottom, but Scarlett, hello? Hello, you can do some damage here, but I guess she just runs away there. Does a little bit of damage to the PF. Now the Ravagers do get caught in the middle of the map, throw down some biles, don't get a hit, and they just get evaporated here. Dorito Cannon does give that -3 armor. Not quite a Blightstone, but pretty strong. Oh, Fungal's going down onto that army, pretty nice, but oh, these tanks are very well positioned, shelling away at the army of Scarlett. We have a lot of Ravagers, actually. Ravagers are very expensive, but they are very good. Oh my god, and look at this deep, deep siege line, though. Biles are very effective against that. 48 Lings coming out. We see Adrenal Glands. We see the Greater Spire already halfway done, so we might see some Broodlords coming out if we see a wave of Corruptors, but we don't. We don't really have the gas for that either. And Scarlett smelling blood in the water, getting 9 more Ravagers, getting a couple drones, getting a bunch of Zerglings. And wow, GuMiho actually making Thors and lifting up his 3rd base. He's like, I can't really defend this against so many Ravagers. And Scarlett taking out 2 more tanks there. Only 2 more tanks on the map remaining here for GuMiho. Actually, these Thors might come back to bite him in the ass, because Thors don't help you against Ravagers. Oh my god, the Cyclones though. The 2-2 mech coming out of GuMiho. But look at the bank from Scarlett. She can just remax 19 more roaches. Kind of a larva starvation here from Scarlett. Surprised that we don't see 3 macro hatches going down right away, because she literally doesn't have larva to spend her money. Now we see Thor drop here, or are we? Just reliving the good old days when Thor drops were good. Roachling Ravager going into that 3rd base location again, just walk on up, taking down the tanks. These were not sieged at all, and even though a bunch of the army on the right side here is getting taken down from Scarlett, she just evaporated the siege tank count. We do see the transformation upgrade coming out from the Terran, so his units can transform back and forth really fast. Hellbats do kind of want to kill some Lings here, but Scarlett's doing a very good job of keeping the Lings back. We see 5 Broodlords in production now, and we see only 2 Thors to help with that. Maybe if the Cyclones can get on top of the army, but the Broodlords from the top are sieging down on top of this army. Lots of friendly fire being done by these siege tanks. And oh, 1 Broodlord does go down to the Cyclone fire. This Thor now does try to take down the Thor. Oh my god. Broodlords do die. Lots of transfuses do go down to the Thors, even though Thors completely own Broodlords always. With 20,000 transfuses, they are okay. And now Scarlett just battering around her way through the army of GuMiho, and GuMiho making Thor so that he can deal with the Broodlords, but he doesn't have any tanks at all. The Cyclones try and do a good job of killing the army here. No 3-3 for GuMiho, and Scarlett kind of catching back up into those upgrades. We also see 0 Vikings here. 2 Vikings now finally make it out. There's no anti-air for Scarlett at all. So, as long as GuMiho doesn't lose these Vikings to Biles, I think he's gonna live. He's gonna survive. He has 150 supply, but he has all of these bases mining, and he can definitely produce more mech units if he gets a couple of minutes to try and remax. Does re-land this 3rd base. Doesn't have the gases there. Only 1 worker on this rich geyser, and on this 5th base, oh my god, GuMigod kind of being overpressured here by Scarlett, forcing all of these mistakes out of him. And now this 5th base is in peril. Sensor tower does go down. Some of the battle back does make its way over, but Scarlett is trading very well here with the Roaches and the Ravagers. And I feel like any trade favors her right now with her big bank. And GuMiho just losing units. And she's just winning the war of attrition right now. And you can see Scarlett now just taking the top base as well. Has had this bottom base for a while now. Will break open the rocks for a faster reinforcement path. And what do you do if you're GuMiho now? Like, she can go into anything at this point. Building 5 more spine crawlers. Hot damn. Just making sure that she doesn't lose her whole economy to a couple blue flame run-bys. But I feel like once she drops the hammer, oh my god, we actually see Roach movement speed and burrow coming out. So she's gonna do this clean. Pushes into the 3rd area once again. We see a bunch of infestors here. And 4 corruptors coming out to make sure that these Thors will be dealt with. Thors versus Queens does hurt my eyes because Thors just kind of evaporate Queens. Here come the Corruptors, though, to deal with these medevacs. And the Thors can't quite deal fast enough with these Corruptors. One of the Thors is stuck. The Rich Geyser base from GuMiho did get sniped by the army of Scarlett. Now moves on into the remaining army of GuMiho. Nice fungals into the corrosive biles. Looking like early Legacy of the Void right here. The fungal corrosive bile combo. Oh my god, the medevac going down with 2 Hellbats inside as well. And now that we have a couple Corruptors, we could see some more Broodlords once again. And how would GuMiho deal with them? Now, it's just Roaches, Roaches, Roaches. They do have +3. No Carapace upgrades, though, so these Cyclones do quite a bit of damage. But the innate armor from the Roaches is enough to keep them alive against this low amount of Cyclones. And GuMiho just got whittled away fight after fight after fight by Scarlett. And she takes game number 4. And we go to a final game number 5. And we are here on match point on Alycone. Game number 5. The winner qualifies for Katowice, the StarCraft 2 World Finals for 2023. And Scarlett's going for hatch first here on her blue minerals, whereas GuMiho is electing to build his barracks on his own ramp. So we're gonna see standard opener from both sides so far. Scarlett once again going for the hatch first, gas into pool, like is the standard. The only other competing build that we see now is the 15 hatch, and sometimes you see the 16 pool come out. Because you can do some cute builds with mostly the 16 pool. The 15 hatch is mostly for not getting your hatch blocked. That's about it. And you also don't have to make lings, which I guess can feel good if you don't want to make lings early for whatever reason. You can do some different timings with that because the queen just spawns earlier with the 15 hatch, which makes sure that the Reapers can't quite get any drones, so you don't have to make lings. And you can make some more drones. Delay your speed a little bit longer. CC now on the low ground. We see a Reaper coming out. Marine after that. We have enough gas for a factory here, which this SCV will surely throw down. After which I'm expecting a nice reactor. Third base for Scarlett. Does go down. Reaper does not yet confirm. Only one drone on gas so far for Scarlett because she pulled off a little bit earlier to get that gas once again. More speed. And no Ling ends up going down in the production of this cast. Or at least not so far. Scarlett does scout the CC on the low ground, so she knows what's up. Third CC going down for GuMiho once again. So not the most greedy build you can do, but it's still decently greedy. And you can't punish this reactively. Only if you basically hard counter build order win. Still only one drone in gas for Scarlett. So probably not thinking about some roach type of game. Not going for an all-in here. Going to play the macro game here in this penultimate game for the both players. Hellions coming out here. And we also see Stim. Oh, okay. Pretty early Stim. No starport yet for GuMigod. So this could be a 2-1-1 if he builds a RAX and starport now. Could just be that same build that he showed earlier where he just attacks with like the 5 Marines on site Delta. It did work, so, you know, I would be open to seeing it once more. 2 Hellions get a little bit adventurous, but this stuff shouldn't work, and Scarlett is showing us that it doesn't work. Queen does get the kill. Says to the Hellions, get out of here, stop hitting my babies with your flamethrowers. Starport is coming out from GuMiho, so it does look, yeah, looks a lot like that game that we saw on site Delta from both sides. So let's see if Scarlett goes into that heavy Hydra count once again. Going for double Evo right now, so she's going to actually be ahead in upgrades compared to that game. Because GuMiho only going for them now, so nice adaptation here by Scarlett. Already mined enough gas to get those upgrades put back onto gas pretty early, and now goes for double ups when she has the minerals, I presume. And there we go. 1-1 is started up, and GuMiho isn't even starting them yet. So Scarlett's going to be slightly ahead, but probably just going to be even in upgrades on both sides, because look at the timing window. It's pretty small. But usually you attack a couple seconds before your upgrades finish. So if GuMiho attacks like 5 seconds before his attack his upgrades finish, and Scarlett sees him come in and she engages it a couple seconds earlier, it could end up being that GuMiho fights Scarlett without upgrades for like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds. And that can be the whole difference of that fight, because suddenly the Lings get in a lot deeper before dying because of their extra armor upgrade, and their extra attack upgrade makes them do a little bit extra damage. And before you know it, your entire bio army has already taken too much damage. Ooh, poor creep tumor gets cancelled immediately. 4th base is down here for Scarlett. Just like in last game, GuMiho goes for the deny. But I have a feeling that this time Scarlett's not going to cancel it. Or is she? Nope. Nope, actually doesn't have to cancel her 4th base, so nice hold. Scarlett's just improving on that side Delta game in multiple fronts. Now getting her Baneling Nest a little later as well, because last time we saw her get a super fast lair and Baneling speed and then add on upgrades later. Now the Marines come in once again, but the Queens are here for potential transfuses and to just pick off that medevac if the medevac gets a little bit too adventurous. We do have an armory halfway done, so we're not going to have Hellbats here for this 1-1 push, and this is what I mean. GuMiho's already attacking, thinking that he can have a pretty long trading attack here. With his 1-1, dives on top of the Banelings just like in the first game. And the Banelings are here, but there's no speed. Lings coming in from behind. The Banelings on top of the Marines. Oh, big hit. And the Queens are there as well. Lings here eating up reinforcements as well. Nice fight there by Scarlett. And she had 1-1 a little bit before GuMiho had it there, that fight. He did get a couple of drone kills with the Hellions, but only 3 actually. Not quite what you want to see. Oh my, 16 Hydras. 16 Hydras. Like, some people are like, ooh, I want to see 16 meters for 16 Hydras. That sounds like a I can kill you with an A move type of beat. Like, that's how many Hydras that are. You just have 16 Hydras with a little bit of Ling Bane. You can just kind of A move and eventually kill your opponent if you get them this early. Do you see the +2 Carapace coming out and the +1 range, kind of equaling the timing of GuMiho. So GuMiho's not going to have those upgrade timings that he had in game number 3. Scarlett sitting pretty on 5 bases. Creep spread looking pretty decent, even though GuMiho has been trying his darndest to deny that creep spread. And again, we see the 2-prong coming out from GuMiho, and the Gumi bio is going to try and be effective. Scarlett going for a run by here. We haven't seen her do this all series. And now there are some links taking down the supply depot. We see the bio coming into the 4th base and perhaps focusing down the hatchery. And they do, but the Lings get picked up and the hatchery actually survives. Lings trade out here in the base. And on the other side, this attack actually just moved back. Oh my god, the Marines run in again and they do get the snipe on that base. And GuMiho also loses that medevac. So Scarlett now on 4 bases. And these Marines kind of want to make it 3, but I don't know if they have enough firepower to deal with these queens. Big Mama Queens say no. Oh my god, these Marines, the base snipers, they are the expert demolition experts. You got a problem? Not anymore. That's what those Marines are like. This 5th base already got cancelled twice now. GuMiho now with a big attack in the middle of the map. His 2-2 is done, getting 3-3 as well, so really on top of his timings here. But same goes for Scarlett. The mines don't get great hits, actually get painful hits onto the bio here, and there weren't any medevacs to heal that up quickly. So now Scarlett gets a pretty nice dive onto the 3rd base here. But the bio actually getting a good trade here. Hydras are hitting a bunch of buildings, and GuMiho is probably just okay with that. Does have to pull a bunch of SCVs. We also see a run by here at the 4th base. PF might go down there. More mines going down onto these Hydras, but the Hydras do take down the mines. One does get a shot off though, and the Hydras barely get evaporated by GuMiho there. And the 4th base also survives, but at what cost? 29 SCVs is the cost. And that is not good for GuMiho. Scarlett still sitting pretty on 80 plus drones, 5 bases, getting that gold base as well, adding on a 6th base with that. And GuMiho just has to wait for 3-3, has to try and pull Scarlett apart a little, but I don't think that he can lose any more units right now. He needs to just get some trades, or, well, just not trades, he needs to get pickoffs. And then, with 3-3, I think he can start trading again. Because 3-3 is really strong. And especially because Scarlett isn't getting +3 Carapace, but she is getting 23 Banelings, which is a pretty good compromise, all things considered. Now look at that, GuMiho getting some decent trades, but not overcommitting to a fight. And he gets on out of there. Pretty big army here. And you see, oh, he's actually trying to fight here. 3-3 is not quite done yet. And does get a decent Baneling snipe there. And, oh, some reinforcement here. Could have been picked off. Now GuMiho pulling his army together here for the 3-3. And he might just go for it. Might just go for a base. Does have a 5th base, actually. Do we see a Ghost Academy? No, we do not. GuMiho, how are you going to deal with this big-ass Lingbane Hydra army from Scarlett? She is maxed, so she is looking for a fight. She has 2-2-2. Not sure if taking these rocks down would be in her favor. Probably. The creep on the left side of the map actually quite lacking here, but the Ling Hydra wraps around and is ready for a fight. The Widow Mines do burrow, do not have speed burrow, no drilling claws, but all of the Ling Bane does get taken down there by the 3-3 bio, and the Hive just now starting. Scarlett with the adaptation in this match. It's kind of crazy, honestly. Like, in the first match, she went for a pretty gosh darn fast Hive, but she ended up dying before she even finished her +3 upgrades and her adrenal glands. So now she just delays it for quite a bit, makes sure that she is maxed out and has a bank, has a lot of banelings, and now she can safely go up to Hive. Some infestors come out, and actually GuMiho manages to max out. So don't get it twisted, he is definitely in this game, especially if he starts taking up behind this. Although he can still kind of force trades, since there is no Hive tech yet for Scarlett. Like, these trades for GuMiho are still pretty good. But if he gets fungled and banelinged, it's not good. Just making sure we're on the same page here. Do see one fungal go down here, banelings hit the Marines there, and the Hydra is just a good trade for Scarlett there. But here at the bottom, the bio of GuMiho is taking a wonderful trade and just killing all of these Hydras there and the base as well. GuMiho now a little bit down in supply, but he does have the higher worker supply. 11 more Hydras with 50 more links coming out. Widow Mines coming out, but it's a little weird to me that there's no drilling claws. Do see now gold base for GuMigod. Loaded out his orbital from the main. And look at the bio here, shredding through the +2 armor lings with their +3 attack. But the Hydra's in the back and the fungals as well do a lot of damage here, but the fungal comes down. Hydra's trying to take down all of this bio, but a bunch of the army still at the 4th base. Lings and Hydras do try to come back in. This was sniped once again. And Lings and Hydras moving on in, and GuMiho kind of running out of steam. Not a lot of medevac energy here. And all of these units are pretty low, but the trades look decent. Widowmine hit onto the Overseer, not the greatest target there, and GuMiho has to retreat. And these medevacs now just getting Caduceus reactors, so in the future, GuMiho's medevacs will have a lot more energy, double the amount actually. But now 3-3 coming out for Scarlett. If she can hold on and just get that +3 carapace, I feel like this game is going to turn around. We don't see adrenal glands just yet, but it might be in our futures, or at least in the future of Scarlett. Queen's coming out to perhaps tank a little bit. I don't know. Gold base goes down. This bottom base tries to rebuild. This left base did rebuild. And the bio does come out to the bottom side here. Takes that down again. Dude, GuMiho just denying all of these bases, and suddenly Scarlett's supply is not looking so good because all of her income has just been stifled by all of these GuMiho move-outs. Very nice by him. And Scarlett trying to get some nice fungals here. If she gets a couple good fungals, she can definitely take a good fight here. Ling's in the back. Oh my god, good fungal on top of the army there, preventing it from moving back. Nice target on that one infestor by GuMiho, making sure that these units can still move back, but it's not a lot of units. That was a good trade for Scarlett, getting those 2 fungals on top of the army, getting the Lings in, and the Hydra's just shredding the bio there that was already weakened by earlier fights. And Scarlett's still trying to take this bottom base, but GuMiho just investing more and more of his capital into denying all of the bases of Scarlett. Bio moves on out. There's no fungals on these infestors just yet. Need a little bit more energy. And Scarlett's just barely hanging on here by a thread. This bottom base and this top base, she's trying to get another mining base up. This base is just oversaturated. This one is already done. This one already done. She is very, very low on mining bases, whereas GuMiho is just rolling in cash right now. Especially if he drops a couple mules. Actually, he He lifted up his third for that. Okay, GuMiho might not be rolling in cash that much, but still pretty good. This base going down again. Big fight on the bottom happening here, but her actual mining base, oh my god, Scarlett's here to defend it. Fighting on two fronts. Oh my god, big baneling hits onto the Marines, and like that, she actually survives. She holds her base and now is pushing the Terran back. Active defense here. And the Marauders, not the greatest units against Ling Hydra if it's just Marauders. Now, going back here, GuMiho trying to get another base down. But now Scarlett with these two bases finishing and taking those good fights. Her supply is looking pretty decent. Oh, Hydra's moving on to the gold base. We see this Infestor. It waddles away. It tries to not die, but it doesn't have energy. And nice snipe there from GuMiho, clicking on those Infestors. We see one Infestor on the field. One more being created by Scarlett. So you see that GuMiho is prioritizing just sniping these spellcasters every time, and now these Lings are out. We do not have Adrenal Glands, so perhaps with the Adrenal Glands that base would have died. Bottom base again being contested, but now Scarlett, even though all of these Hydras were stuck in the middle, does get a good trade onto the bio of GuMiho. GuMiho still holding on here, but only by a thread, honestly. Takes down this bottom base once again. Scarlett, where can you mine? Only mining from this base. Now mining from this top base. Actually, this base also starting to mine out. And both players just kind of scrambling for cash on this map. What a cool game to finish off this, well, qualifier match. And another drop here from GuMiho. Oh my god, he gets on top of the only fresh base that Scarlett has. We have a fungal boy here, but it gets sniped before it can do the fungal thing that it should have been doing. And now the Medivacs do get out here, but there's a lot of Hydras that want to catch them. The base gets lifted off, and the SCVs were conscripted into the army. And there's another Burrow Ling here. Oh my god, so annoying. And 20 minutes in. Oh my god, 180 supply here. And GuMiho moves on in to finish off Scarlett here. Off of creep. Oh my god, no fungals available, and Scarlett supply plummets. And I feel like her heart just sank as well. Wow, we do see a big run by here from Scarlett, taking down two of the bases of GuMiho. So maybe GuMiho, look at that, he just doesn't have any money. So if she can get a good fungal and the baneling hits and something, but this is a big army. GuMiho's literally max 140 supply against 60 supply from Scarlett, and she is taking a decent trade here, but this might not be enough for Scarlett because GuMiho just has a massive army, more than 100 supply against the 40-something supply of Scarlett, and she GG's out of this game, and GuMiho actually qualifies first for Katowice over Scarlett, and they will later meet in Group A to play once more in the World Championship of StarCraft 2. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this best of 5. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.